the host of Aaron's Hour, Aaron Phillips.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Aaron's Hour, coast to coast. But you know what? I'm in a different location in the coast. I am down in Orlando, Florida today, Saturday, because these people next to me said, Aaron, we need you to come down here. Why? Because the young lady to my right, Haley Hunt, she's the founder of The Verb Kind. It's a great nonprofit that we're going to talk about in a bit. And to her right, my doppelganger, because we're both Yankee fans, Louis Burke, he's an attorney down here. But more importantly, we just got done with the first annual Louis Burke Golf Classic fundraiser to support her organization. So I am actually in Orlando, Florida. Can you believe it? They let me out of Virginia Beach on good behavior. Oh, my Lord. Anyway, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you?
Amazing.
Doing good?
Doing great.
Excellent. John, it's time for Vegas Rep 2.0.
With a nod to the past and an eye to the future, here is Aaron Phillips with Vegas Unwrapped 2.0.
All right, 2.0. 2.0 today is going to be a little bit different because normally I have a lot of news and highlights and stuff about Vegas and Virginia Beach and coast to coast. We're going to do things a little bit differently because, as I mentioned, I am here at the Westin Lake Mary down in Orlando. This is the official resort site for the golf tournament. I have no idea who else is here that's related and involved in the tournament other than me, but we do have some sports celebrities we'll talk about. This is a beautiful place. I don't know, did you guys find this place or did you help Matt? Magali, by the way, good morning, Magali. I'll talk about iLifestyles Global in a second, so hang on. Did you guys find this place for her, or did she just? What was it?
No, Magali finds everything.
She finds everything.
When I hired Magali really, she put this entire thing together. She's been a godsend. with regards to our pairings party that we had.
Yep. That was a lot of fun.
Paying attention to the detail, the little Louis Burke Law golf carts.
Oh, those were great.
Grass. I mean. Unbelievable. So she picked out the hotel, she picked out the resort, she picked out the, helped pick out the golf course and
Alaqua.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I was pronouncing that really badly the other day from the East Coast. I'm like, Alaqua? No, Alaqua. Okay, so I got it right. So it looks beautiful, at least on the videos. I can't wait. It was beautiful to be out there. Everybody had a great time. We had a great event, right?
Yep.
So this is the official resort. Now, as I mentioned, and you actually mentioned it for both, Magali, is iLifestyles Global. They're the ones that presented the golf tournament and everything. I continue my partnership with her. I've done work for her in Vegas and here now. So I love working with Magali as well because she does have everything down to that T in terms of the details. And I love it. Makes things easy. So in conjunction with that, check this out. I understand that we have a little promo code going on, right? For the Orlando Solar Bear Hockey, which is solar. Why do we have solar and bears in Florida? That's what I want to know. Something's a little off with that, don't you think?
A little bit.
But there's a promo code here, I think, that, John, if you have that, there you go. If you scan that QR code right there and enter promo code Burke, B-E-R-K, which is Lewis's last name, you will get a chance to get some tickets, I believe. Is that correct? Is that how this scan is working? Or are they getting tickets?
No, if you do that promo code, you'll add that promo code and it'll give you a discount for tickets.
There you go. Discounts. You get tickets, but you get them at a discounted price. And as someone that likes discounts, those are always good. Free is good. All right. So if you have any other questions, you can go to Orlando Solar. They're not free, by the way. Let me retract that statement. OrlandoSolarBearHockey.com/corporate advantage. You can call Brittany at 407-775-7254 for information. But yeah, scan that QR code. If you missed it, that's okay. Just go back. It's there. By the way, there you go. Shout out to everybody on Facebook, of course, on the Aaron's Hour show page. WWDBTV Las Vegas, and of course YouTube, the same two channels. And in a couple of days, Roku. Download Roku, and you get an opportunity to catch the plethora of options that you have for shows to watch on WWDBTV. All right. I want to talk general stuff because after we go to our first break, we'll get serious and talk about the Verb, and we'll talk Verb Kind, and of course your firm. Now this person does not know I'm going to do this, which makes it fun when we have people in the live audience.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about who's roaming around taking pictures of us?
So we have Genesis actually here.
Yay, Genesis!
Genesis Calderon.
Genesis, just come around and say hi so they know we're not talking to a plant or something. That's all. Just
She's
come on.
hot, guys. She's hot.
There you go.
Hi.
There's she. She does exist. Yes. This is you know what? It's so funny because when I do gigs and I have beautiful, attractive ladies, and by the way, your fiance is very lucky, I will say.
Thank you.
You have a significant other also. Yeah. When we talked about it. No, you're single? Guys, she's
Single.
Single. Okay. Maybe we need to do a fundraiser to raise money for and have like a bachelorette like auctionette thing here. I bet we'd make $1 million
for charity.
For charity, of course, all for charity. Of course it would.
Yep, that's right. All the
Other
That's
person
right.
the verb kind. Let's do it.
But anyway, so everybody wonders, it's like when I get we'll take pictures when we're done. It's like, how do you get these gigs with these beautiful ladies? I said, let me tell you something. It's pure luck. That's all that really boils down to. This world is filled with beautiful people, and I always tell people somebody has to get the tough gigs. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, so thank you, Jennifer, for popping. I never tell people I do that because you know what they'll say. No, I don't want to go on.
Yeah.
Guess what? If I put you on the spot, you're coming on.
Yeah. She's a team player.
That's right. She is. And also, too, at the pairings party, she was as good as Magali on the details and getting everything set up. So I know she does your marketing, correct?
Yep.
She's insane. You're insane.
That's a great word. You are insane. Insanely good.
Insane,
So,
yeah.
Insanely.
Positive.
We're just insane. You're insane.
Incredible.
All right. So, what was your favorite part about the pairings party? And for those who don't know, these events that iLifestyles Global puts on, it's like a 2-part event. We have the pairings party because there are celebrities that come in, celebrity athletes that come in, and as part of the package for sponsors and people who are participating, the celebrities are paired with some of the teams. So that's the function of the pairings party. Plus, we had raffles and we had silent auction items. We had games, right? We had the putting games that was out there, which Genesis was actually running with Josh from your organization. What was your guys' favorite part of the pairings party? What did you have the most fun? Yeah.
Listen, for me, it was literally showing up and everything was set up, ready to go. I mean, I was shocked.
Well, it helped that you showed up 20 minutes late and we got all the work. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding.
But listen, just showing up again. I had no idea what to expect. I'd never been to that restaurant. We did it at Guacamole's Mexican Grill, and showing up to this restaurant, the Louis Burklaw tent. Again, Magali with all the little details. Magali's mom.
Oh yes.
83 years old, such a cute woman. By the end of the night, I was just calling her Mama. Mama, thank you so much,
That's
Mama.
Right. Everybody calls her Mama.
Yeah, and again, just being able to be there with everyone, with Haley and Josh and everyone from the Verb Kind, and our sponsors that were there, UMCing. I mean, it was to me, it was unbelievable start to a great weekend.
And how about for you, Haley?
The most fun part to me was the raffles and everybody buying raffle tickets and just going crazy when we say the winner of the raffle. The most incredible moment was when we had one of our kids that we've impacted sharing, and he just went off the dome, like literally just shared his heart, a freestyle, and he just blew everyone away. So that was incredible.
I agree with that. I had a chance to talk to him after he was done, and I was so impressed with him and his mom. We were chatting for a little bit that I suggested to him, and I would love to help him do this. He should get on to do a show and tell his story. Make it public and use it to help promote the Verb as one of the many success stories. So I told him, I said, when I get back from this trip, I'm going to reach out to him. We'll talk a little bit because I'd love to help tell a story because I think it's so significant. So Anthony was his name, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So great young man, and graduating high school this year. So I was listening. And he's talking marketing. He wants to get into marketing and business. So I'm like, hey, then let's market you first. You're the best product there is, right?
That's right.
So it was well attended. I just had an overall good time. I make my own fun. I had a lot of fun out there. If I pissed anybody off with anything I said, too bad. It was all for charity. No, but we had a good time. We had a good crowd out there. It was a little muggier than usual. Florida's usually not this warm in the evening like that because it was hot the other night, wasn't it? At least I thought it was. But then again, I was wearing black. What do I know?
Feels like all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And it's October. I think it's maybe a little bit cooler. It was only 85 as opposed to 95.
Only 85, but it was like 9,000% humidity.
Yeah.
And of course, Lewis and I are wearing. Well, we're not wearing it on camera today, but we are wearing our black because the Yankees did lose the World Series this week. We went home from the party. All excited. We were up 5-0, and I nearly drove off the road getting back here because I was listening to that fifth inning. It was like the bad news Bears reincarnated. Yeah. But hey, you know what? 30 other teams wish they would have been there. But now Then after that, we had the golf tournament, a lot of stuff going on. So here's what we're going to do before we get into all of that. The tournament, we'll talk about the organization because that's really what I want to talk about, how you got involved with it and all that. We'll talk about that on the other side of the break. So with that, we're going to go to our first commercial break. New sponsors are on board. Want to give a quick shout out to our newest sponsors, Sweet Peas Baked Goods and Novelty Sports Art coming on board. As always, the mental health moment, we thank you as well for your support. With that, don't go anywhere. Aaron's Hour, believe it or not, we will be right back.
Switching to a vegan dessert doesn't mean sacrificing flavor or texture. At Sweet Peas Bakehouse, our pastries are designed to be just as delightful as their traditional counterparts. Sweet Peas Bakehouse features rich flavors and satisfying textures that will please any palate. From decadent brownies to light and fluffy cakes, each bite is a celebration of natural sweetness, free from artificial additives. Indulgent treats that not only taste great, but also nourish the body by visiting www.sweetpeaswithazbakehouse.com. Experience the difference that nature-inspired baking can make at Sweet Peas Bakehouse. Call 804-214-7773 today and taste the goodness.
Oh, hi, we're back. There we go. Oh, I was expecting a second spot in there, even though it wasn't done. John, we talked about placeholders, John. See, he always does. John, get on the camera. Will you please pop in there and say hello to everybody? Come on, John.
You know, I asked you about that, and you said no, because I have too much information to cover. So we have a second commercial spot coming up that will be the Novelty Sports. And I have it in writing.
I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him with a passion. All right, John, say goodbye. Get
Why? Just because I rooted for.
Goodbye. Right. Goodbye. Okay. That's awesome. I love John. John and I have a good time on the That's right. It's like, I'm going to put you on hold, but it sounds like a dial tone. Don't worry about it. All right. So let's get to it. All right. So let's talk about your organization first. You started, 2018, right? Your business, Lewisburg attorney and trial lawyers, right?
Yep.
Why did you feel you wanted to do that? Go out on your own, and how did your business come about? What was your aha moment?
Sure. So I worked at a firm actually from 2014 to 2018. And 2018, I felt like, listen, I was born in Caracas, Venezuela. I'm Spanish. Here in Florida, we have 8 million Spanish people, Hispanic people, Latin people, right? And what I had seen at working at this big law firm is that even though we have such a large demographic of Latin people here in Florida, a lot of times when they get involved in a car accident, their voices weren't heard. Maybe there's a police officer who doesn't speak Spanish. Maybe the other driver doesn't speak Spanish. Like, there was a miscommunication. And for me, working at a big firm, I just couldn't get across. So I decided to, you know what? I want to be able to go open up my own firm and be able to be a light, be a guide, be a counselor to people in our, Latin demographic. So 2018, I actually opened up my firm for the first time. I had a business partner. We ended up splitting up. And then 2019, February 2019 was really when I started Lewisburg Law, the firm.
How scary was it to open up your own?
The scariest thing. The scariest thing I ever did.
You have no safety net at that point. It's you and you alone.
No, I was newly married. I was dead broke. I was, I don't know, maybe like 30 grand in credit card debt. I was absolutely broke. But I knew this was the right thing.
Okay.
It's one of those things where, sometimes you do things, even though you're not going to make any money, even though you do it from the your heart, and you're taking the risk, and you have no idea what's going to happen on the other end. I think that's almost like the definition of entrepreneurship,
right?
and
then,
you
mean we're supposed to make money too?
Yeah, exactly. and then you go and you do it, and listen, for a while we struggled. It wasn't until near the end of 2019 that we actually collected our first check.
Turn the corner.
So from 2018, literally until August of 2019, it was about 20 months where, we were struggling just to make ends meet.
Sure.
I was paying, my wife didn't know this at the time. I told her after.
Are you sure you want to say it here?
Yeah, I'll say it to all listeners.
Okay.
And anyone that wants to go into entrepreneurship, there was 2 months where, I was so broke, I was paying our rent with a credit card. And my wife never knew this. And, listen.
Well, in case she forgot, she was reminded right now, wasn't she?
But, it was a beautiful thing because August 2019, we settled our first case, started making some money. And I was like, all right, I could do this whole business ownership thing. And then earlier this year, we celebrated our 5th year.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations. That's great. You know, it's when you get that first one, it's like that first dollar bill that you see in retail shops that put in the glass frame. So now let's turn to you, the Verb Kind. Talk about the Verb. How did it come about? What was the aha moment for you? Because it's an interesting concept, and I'm glad we're having this opportunity because I'm a member of Kiwanis International, which is an international community organization. And I think this is something that a lot of my Kiwanis brethren out there, hint, hint, should really pay close attention to because this idea can really go widespread. And I saw the evidence of it the other night at the parents' party. Talk about that. How did it come about?
We need you if you're listening. So I didn't know his timeline, but exact same timeline. In 2018, I was on my way to have a huge TV show called Jerseys and Heels. It was a TV show with pro athletes, and the woman behind the jersey, their wife or their mom or whatever, got a huge production deal with producers of Real Housewives, Undercover Boss, Cupcake Wars. I was in Hollywood, signed this big deal, thinking, you know, this is what I was a singer-songwriter my whole life. I've been in entertainment and thinking like, I finally made it, like at 34 at the time, you know, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And then I lost my production deal. I found myself right here in Orlando, Florida, and I got invited randomly to a juvenile detention center. And this lady just asked me, she's like, you know, you have a great personality. You should come to the juvenile detention center and meet the kids. I teach yoga to kids in jail. And she said, you know, when you teach yoga, they calms them down. It gives them something to do, whatever. So I go, and that night I walk into a juvenile detention center and there's 22 girls looking at me. And you know, they're all arms crossed, like, who is this lady?
Closed
you know,
off, all walks of life.
And
what is she now?
And the major of the jail goes, ladies, this is Miss Haley. I want you to show her some respect tonight. And she's got some fun things for you planned. And the girls, first thing they ask is, so what do you do? And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm a singer-songwriter, because that was like my identity my whole life since I was like 12 years old, you know? And the next question is, well, sing then. And so the major's thinking, oh shit, I hope she can sing, because if she can't, it's
We're in
gonna
trouble.
be, yeah. So
hello, 911.
Yeah. So I sing, and I have like a soulful R&B type voice, and the girls loved it. And then all of a sudden I went to my bag and I started pulling out nail polish and fingernail files. And I will never forget painting this little girl's nails. And she was like, you know, she had like this red dyed hair. She needed a touch up, you know, homemade tattoos. She had scratches on her face. You could tell that she just was from a really rough place. And she wanted to be so beautiful, you know, but she didn't feel beautiful. And I was painting her nails, and she's telling me that she would rather be in a juvenile detention center than being at home. And at that moment, I'm going, what in the world? Like, what, there are children in here who literally, they'd rather be in here because they have a bed, not a comfortable bed, and 3 meals a day. Yeah. Right. And so I walked out and asked the major, I said, can I come back next week? And he said, what? And I go, yeah. And for an entire year in 2018 through 2019, I went to a juvenile detention center. And in 2020, the state of Florida came to me and said, whatever you're doing in Orange County in Orlando, Florida, we need you to do this in every county in Florida. And so now we're in 12 counties in Florida. Wow. We have groups of people that go in every single week and do the same thing and bring hope. But then also we're in 2 other states, in Knoxville, Tennessee, and Tuscaloosa, Alabama. The demand is so big. I mean, we've been asked to open in LA and Chicago and Nashville and everything, but we can hardly raise money. So there's no way for us to grow, you know, but people like this beautiful human over here is helping put this in place, because obviously, as you saw on Thursday night, this child who met the Verb Kind and his life was changed, you know?
And to hear the story, I mean, first of all, to have the courage to stand up and tell your story like he did. Now, he didn't go into specifics of the whys and what force that put him in the juvenile detention. That's not the important part. The important part was that he was there. He met you know, I mean, just to hear him speak, I was in awe. I went to the back of the room because you guys were doing your thing, and I was just kind of listening. And when he took that mic from you, man, that's what instilled in me the desire to approach him and say, look, you really should find a platform to tell your story. Because number one, it's going to help you as a young adult who's coming out of high school. I said, secondly, it's going to be a great spotlight for the Verb Kind. But just for you, you want to get into marketing, dude, this is the best thing you have to market right here. This is your main product. So I was really impressed with him. And look, you guys can see I'm getting goosebumps as I'm talking about this. So you asked me before I went on the air, and I get this question a lot. Who's the most famous person that I've interviewed? Was that one of you asked me that? Well, I'm going to say right now, Haley is, because I didn't realize all your background. But more importantly, you're famous for what you're doing, which you went in simply to do something kind for others. And you did it for yourself. You went in, you sing, they put you on the spot, which was probably a test for them to accept you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And here you are talking about all these facilities here in Florida, and you're expanding. That to me makes you a superstar. You know what? John, make note of this. I want to do my own Aaron Phillips, like Walk of Fame stars or something, or a microphone. And I induct Haley first because I talk to a lot of nonprofits, obviously, in what I do. But what you're doing as quickly as you're doing, and the state came to you. You didn't go knocking on the, hello, state, I'm here. No, they came to you. They saw what you're doing and the impact. Dude, whatever my voice can do to help you for voiceovers, or if you want to come to Virginia Beach, where I reside now, and get into those, what's up there, please, I would love to be an ambassador for you wherever I can go to help. And we'll bring Lewis along because he makes me look good, because he's better looking than me. But seriously, I can't commend you enough in hearing all of that.
It's funny that you said the fame thing, because everybody always, when they know my background and stuff, like I praise the Lord that I'm not famous. You know what I mean? Like I always tell the kids, they always have dream jobs, and I'm going, my dream job didn't work out, but thank God that it didn't, because I would not be here. I would have started the Verb Kind, but I'm famous in jail, which is crazy. I like walk in, and I've known some of these kids, they are been in here for, multiple times for the last 3 or 4 years since they were 12, but they'll say, hey, don't I know you? Right. And that is just that's the fun part about it for me, as I'm free from any kind of pressure from the world, and just knowing that every day I wake up and we get to serve these kids is an amazing life.
Because I can't reach my keyboard, I've normally been messaging John. The website for the Verb Kind is, because I want him to put a crawl up,
www.theverbkind.com. Like action kind of people. We are an action kind of people, because love is an action, my friends. Absolutely. The Verb Kind. It's
an action and an adjective, and they're one and the same. What does VERB stand for? And I wrote it on my promo this morning when I posted, but I can't remember.
It's okay. Victory every day, restoring belief. And the kids know that. I was in Ocala, Florida on Monday night, and they said, I didn't know she was going to ask this. And there were, 25 girls, and there were some boys in the room too. And she said, what does VERB stand for? And this one girl, she said, victory every day, restoring belief. And I said, what? She knew it. And restoring belief, not only in the kids, but who is watching right now? Let me tell you something. Right now, you may have written those kids off like bad kids. Why would we ever help them? But there is a belief that we are restoring as an organization in communities to know that there's hope for these freaking kids.
John, you're missing a word in there. Put in the word kind after verb, theverbkind.com?
Yeah.
.com. All right. So we'll have that on there. Now, there is a donate button on there.
There is.
I know that because I saw it. And I promised it the other night, because I don't know why. Dude, I was busy. First of all, when was the last time you saw an MC run around with a speaker to go with the microphone?
That I've never seen in my life.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
If the crowd doesn't come to Muhammad's going to go to the crowd. So here I am. I'm running around with the speaker. By the way, thank you, Diego, and everybody at Guacamole Restaurant, because that was his system. I'm like, well, no one's in here. I'm like, well, heck no, I'm going out of the crowd. I'm taking my mic with me. But because I was running around, I never bought tickets to the raffles myself. So I promised that I was going to make a donation. So I am going to go on the website. I am going to make a donation to the cause. So now the next question, Lewis, how did you find this organization for you to now partner and want to do something like a golf tournament to support them?
So I don't believe in coincidences. I believe fate. I believe things are, happening for a reason. So I was looking to buy a building for my firm, right? Okay. And so my financial advisor, who also has a property management and a brokerage, he connected me to the business development individual in his company, a guy named Josh. And so Josh and I sat down, we're talking, this is what I'm looking for in this kind of building and all that. And as we're sitting down, somehow, some way, we start talking about giving back. I'm a big giver. I love helping out our community. And so he said to me, I work with this company or this foundation called the Verb Kind, and we go to jail, we help at-risk youth, And, you know, we go to jail and we mentor these kids Mondays here in Orlando from 5:30 to 7. I'm like, that sounds pretty cool, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, all right, man, you want to come to jail? This is, by the way, this is on Thursday.
Is that how he said, oh, let's just go to the jail?
Yeah. Do you want to come to jail with me? And so this is like on a Thursday, either Wednesday or Thursday, and they were going to jail on Monday. I'm like, all right, man, done. Like, I look at my calendar, I'll be there on Monday.
Wow.
And I really didn't think he believed me when I said I was
that you're going to be there.
Jail. Yeah. So I get to the jail at 5 or maybe 5:15 because I wanted to be a little bit early. I was like, I don't want to be there late. I called Josh up. I'm like, yo, bro, where you at? And he's like, on my way to the jail. I'm like, all right, man, I'm here. And he was shocked that I even showed up. Right. So then I showed up to the jail, and first person I met was Haley. You know, I met Josh, but then I met Haley inside. And I'll be honest with you, I was terrified. I've been to jail one time for one client a really long time ago. But
I went to jail once. It was to raise money for muscular dystrophy. Remember those get jail things? You got to stay in the jail. Anyway, I digress as always.
I was terrified because I was like, I have no idea what I just put myself in. What am I doing here? Like it was the unknown, right? You're walking in and you're walking into this detention center and you're walking into this cafeteria and there's probably got to be, I don't know, 50 kids in there. And there's maybe 10 of us. So it's like, you know, 5 of them and 1 of us, right? And you're intimidated.
Numbers are not in your odds.
Yeah, you're like, what am I doing? What if something bad happens? Like, you know, like literally your mind is running. And then I start walking in and approaching different kids, you know, and I start talking to them, literally just having conversations with them. And I realized these are kids. These are not adults. You're not in an adult prison.
What's the average age range?
12 to 17?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, these are kids. These are teenagers, right? Some of them, listen, I'm not the tallest guy. Some of them are, you know, the 12-year-olds are already maybe like 6 feet, you know? So, but again, you start having conversations and you realize that these are just kids.
Right.
And you start having conversations with them. And I know Haley had mentioned at the parents' party that 80% of them don't have a father figure. To me, it almost felt like it was like 90 or 95%. Like almost every kid that I talked to, you know, their father is absent. Their father either died, is in jail, like it's just completely absent. They have no father figure. Right. And I'm like, these kids need a father figure. These kids need someone that they could talk to. These kids need an opportunity. And to me, I do personal injury, I do civil litigation, I don't do criminal stuff, I don't do juvenile stuff. So I don't understand that side of it. But just talking to Haley, talking to Josh, this is a broken system. It's a broken system where these kids are put in these detention centers, and that time that they're serving in these detention centers don't even count for time served. So they can be in there, and Haley can maybe give you some of that background, but I think they're not supposed to be there more than 21 days. And some of these kids are in there for 2-3 months. Wow. So when you're looking at it, even if you forget, you know, these kids are spending way too much time. If you're looking at it from a Congress standpoint, from a government standpoint, and from a, you know, if you're an economist, a capitalist, and you're like, man, we got to save money. We got to do, this is an inefficient system where these kids are stuck in here. So that system is broken. But then if you're looking at it from a money system, if these kids are there 3-4 months, the state is just paying for 3 meals a day, for guards, for the, you know, and these kids are not getting, you know, credit for time served. Right. You know, so it's one of those things where, again, as soon as I found out about this organization, we planned this golf tournament maybe like 3-4 months ago. It was like, you know, super last minute. And when Magali had brought it up to me, hey, listen, you know, we could raise money for, maybe she said Boys and Girls Club or Red Cross or, you know, some other foundation. Instantly, I was like, no, it's the VerbKind. VerbKind was always going to be number one who we're going to raise money for.
Wow.
And so that's how you guys connected? Was through that. So I want to know, I don't want to make it sound like you can just walk into a juvenile detention center. I got to imagine.
With me, you can.
Well, with you, right. But if I go back to Virginia Beach and I got nothing doing one day and I want to go, I got to imagine there's background checks and things like that. What's the process for someone to make themselves eligible to go become a mentor?
Yeah, that's a great question. Well, with the VerbKind, you go on our website and you can fill out a fun little application. We ask you some deeper questions like, why do you want to do this? You know, like, have you ever worked with kids before? And, you know, we have people in there that have been locked up before. We have people that have grown up without a father. We have attorneys. We have stay-at-home moms. Like, if you're watching right now and you're thinking, oh, I'm too old, I'm too whatever race you are, I'm too rich, I'm too poor. These kids don't give a crap what you do for a living, what you look like, how much money you make. They don't care about any of that. They want to know you, and whatever story you have in your heart, The more unperfect, the better. So that's even better. That's what they need in their lives. They need someone to listen to, you know?
Right.
So you fill out the application, we onboard you, and then you join one of our teams.
Okay.
So maybe we open up the Verb Kind of Virginia Beach.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
Bring it on. I'll be
Yeah.
right there. Absolutely. So there are things that need to be done. I want to talk about some of the mentoring that you do. And I have a nice little booklet that you guys were kind enough to hand out last night. So I snagged one to do my research. Now you have 12 pillars, and I don't want to necessarily go through all of them just based on time. Pick what 2 or 3 of the pillars that are the most consistent of what you guys feel are important to mentor the kids with.
Number 1, and just off the top of my head, is forgiveness.
You want a cheat sheet since it's off the top of your
Thank
head?
you. But one theme is forgiveness, and you
Self-forgiveness or
both.
Okay.
And you wouldn't believe how many kids don't even know what forgiveness is.
Right.
And then you just say, hey, how many of you guys need to forgive someone? I mean, every single hand gets raised. And then you say, how many of you guys need to forgive yourself? Oh my God. It's like heartbreaking. That is the moment that you get them, because no one's ever asked them that. And then they start thinking like, and then you start teaching them that forgiveness is not for that person. It's for you. Like it's unlocking the chains that you're getting out of, not the other person, you know? And it doesn't mean you're forgetting what these people have done to you. You know, there's a lot of kids that have gone through things that we cannot even freaking imagine right now. We cannot imagine. We teach financial literacy, leadership. Like a lot of these guys in here are great leaders. They are leaders of their communities or their brotherhoods or whatever. Entrepreneurship. And that's why we're here, right? Like we all want to make some money. So a lot of those guys know how to run a business.
Right.
So we bring in guys like this to be able to say, hey, let me tell you some other options that you can do. And did you ever think about being a welder? Did you ever think about being and some of if you ask a kid, what's your dream job? A lot of these kids, it's not a rapper or an athlete, or they say things that you're just like, what? And they really want to do it.
Sure.
They just have no way to do it. You know what I mean?
Right. They don't have the path, they don't have the direction, or they don't have someone to guide them. And although my work with young students like this, I was a substitute teacher and a tutor in elementary school back in Vegas. And so I was with the elementary kids, helping them with reading and English and math, but same thing even in the school system, because from a male teacher perspective, they are few and far between on campuses nowadays. It's a very female dominated industry now. And so when you have the same situation with boys and girls that don't have that male figure like you were talking about, for me, I love nurturing those relationships, because they knew when they came on campus, there was a 6'1", 235-pound guy that was going to be in their corner.
That's good.
And we had fun and we laughed, and I was stern when I needed to be, but they knew we were there for a purpose, and to nurture those relationships. I think to me, in a lot of these cases, and I know I'm oversimplifying it, so please know that my comment is very general. Relationship building is so important in every aspect in life that if you can build the right relationship with anybody, that's going to be your life preserver.
Absolutely.
If you don't know how to build relationships, even at home with siblings and moms and dads or grandmas and grandmas, if you don't know how to build those relationships, and usually the not knowing how to do that funnels down from the other generations that were never taught to do it, then keeping kids on the straight and narrow is always a challenge. And to me, just like in education, why do we have some of the issues we have in education? Kids failing and the fighting and the this and the that is because it starts at home, and it's accountability.
Yeah.
And accountability can start with relationship building. If you work with somebody that's going to hold you accountable for your actions in your life, then I believe people in general, not just kids, today's generation, everybody around us will be that much better.
Wow, that's powerful.
I'm going to get off my soapbox.
I was about to jump on. That's great.
Okay, I'll move over. All right, a couple of things in here too I want to share, and then we'll go step aside for our second break, and then we'll wrap up to the end. Believe it or not, we're down to about like 25 minutes already. Time flies when you're having fun. Did you know, because of mentoring, teens are 50% more likely to finish high school? It doubles. Think about that. 50%. And we saw a result the other night with Anthony, was one of those young men. They are more likely to attend 55% of them are now likely to attend a higher level of education. So half of the half, right? 55% of the 50, or 25% of those graduating high school, I have a degree in math, I know this division stuff, actually go on to higher education, which is great. And then 78% of mentored teens will turn around and give back and mentor another team.
And let me say something about that.
Please,
really quick.
yeah.
This morning, I get an Instagram message from some kid because they'll follow the Verb Kind's Instagram and then they'll find us and they'll be like, oh, Miss Haley, whatever. This kid just DM'd me today and he responded to a story and was like, I'll never forget you guys coming in and would like to open up in X county. We are not even open in this county. It's way far away from any other county. But he said, you guys impacted me so much. Can we open one in my county and I'll be the Verb Kind mentor? Like he's probably 18 and he just got out of his program.
Wow.
But we've had so many kids DM us and be like, we're trying to mentor. I'm like, well, probably not yet. But the point is they have been so impacted that they're wanting to freaking give back too.
Is there an age limit for someone to turn around and become a mentor? And I ask that for a reason, just from a pure sales standpoint. So answer that first.
Yeah. So I would say that we usually say 21. Legally, it's 18. Okay. But unless they're just an outstanding teen, the 18 or 19-year-old, you want to make sure that they don't come across as 18 or 19. You know, just like
the maturity level.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. That can pour back and actually have conversations with a 16-year-old.
Yeah. Because, you know, in the world of sales, you know, when you have that hot lead of someone who's ready to give you money, you take it at all costs.
1,000%.
Because then in a couple of years, that same individual who right now you're trying to hold back may not be in the same position and may cool off on the idea. And maybe there was a lost mentor there because we had to wait. But you got to do your due diligence. And you're right. It has to be a mature individual to go up there, which means I may never qualify. But anyway, you know what we're going to do, John? We're going to step aside for a second and final break of the show. When we come back, that'll give us about 20 or so minutes to wrap up with some good stuff here. I got Lewis Burke. It is his name on the golf classic that we did this past week. It is the Verb Kind with Haley. They are the benefactors. They got the money. That's the bottom line. Me, I was just out there having a good time in the sun and surf. Well, there was no surf in the middle of a golf course. What do I know? Anyway, hey, Aaron Zauer. We'll be right back.
Are you feeling overwhelmed or stressed? Remember to take a moment for your mental health. At the Mental Health Moment, we believe in the power of self-care and community support. Our mission is to encourage and empower individuals across generations to prioritize their mental well-being. Our program called CARE takes you through community, awareness, resources, and education so we can support you every step of the way. Join us at the Mental Health Moment. Visit our website or follow us on social media because your mental health matters. Remember, take a moment for your mental health.
Switching to a vegan dessert doesn't mean sacrificing flavor or texture. At Sweet Peas Bakehouse, our pastries are designed to be just as delightful as their traditional counterparts. Sweet Peas Bakehouse features rich flavors and satisfying textures that will please any palate. From decadent brownies to light and fluffy cakes, each bite is a celebration of natural sweetness, free from artificial additives. Indulgent treats that not only taste great, but also nourish the body by visiting www.sweetpeaswithazbakehouse.com. Experience the difference that nature-inspired baking can make at Sweet Peas Bakehouse. Call 804-214-7773 today and taste the goodness.
Hi, welcome back. He focuses on food. We're talking about our other new sponsor. So first of all, let's welcome Sweet Peas Bakehouse there, Miss Pamela Richard. Yeah, good stuff.
Too bad we're not eating some right now.
I know. Well, you'll see that on my show. So you'll have to come to Virginia Beach when you'll want to open up a Verb Kind up there. I'll cater it with her stuff.
There you go.
And then Rod Patrick, Novelty Sports Art. Thank you he's got, you guys saw in the commercial, novelty art of this paint can of your team, right? So in our case, the Yankees, right? Yep. Pouring the blue and white on top of, let's say, I don't know, a Mets helmet or a Red Sox helmet. You see that helmet kind of converting. Really cool stuff. So we met. So there's, listen, here's the bottom line, folks. My sponsors, support them. They're all online now. I don't know if Pamela's going to ship her baked goods. She did for a while. Just means you have to come to Virginia Beach and try her stuff out. That's all there is to it. Celebrity Grudge Match, iLifestyles Global. That's why we're here. We're in support of the Lewis Burke first annual. That means there's going to be a second and a third and a fourth and a fifth. And this year's beneficiary is the Verb Kind. Miss Haley Hunt is here talking about the Verb Kind. That's why we're here. Listen, there's so much stuff out there in the world that there are good people doing good stuff around the world. And I'm sitting here with two of those peoples, and Genesis is still floating around. She's ignoring us right now. So if I keep talking about her, maybe, she's looking up. Got her to look up this. Oh, she's on social media. So you'll find stuff about all this all over. What platforms are you putting stuff up about this?
Abogado Lewis.
Who?
Abogado Lewis. Which is
On Instagram.
Attorney Lewis in Spanish.
Listen, I'm a Jew from Jersey. I'm lucky I speak English. You know what I'm saying? No, it's just, so you can look for it there. I tell you, listen, I'll make fun of myself first. It's okay. So look for it all over. Go to Lewis Burke. What's your website, by the way, for your business?
It is Lewis, Louis, my last name Burke, Berk, law.com. LewisBurkeLaw.com.
By the way, I met two people the other night at the parents' party, two proud parents. I met your mom and dad the other night.
Yeah.
And she won, by the way. Your mom won one of the prizes the other night.
They're going to Cancun.
Right, they're going to Cancun. Mom and dad, delightful people, and they were so proud. We were talking, and they were so proud of what you, and then of course what you're doing to support the Verb Kind. So good stuff there. All right, so here's what I want to do. I mean, I usually like doing this on the shows, and I don't know how we're going to have the results of doing this as well as I would like to, but after the show's done, I am going to go online and I'm going to make $100 donation because I screwed up the other night for the tickets, so I have to pay my dues. But with about 20 so minutes left, I challenge everybody out there to go out there and make it. Now, unfortunately, we had a couple of people the other night buy $100 worth of raffle tickets as a challenge, and I would give them shout outs on today's show. Unfortunately, I didn't get any of their information to shout them out. Like I asked them to. I said, email me. Do you remember? You know some of the gentleman in the tan suit last night? He was one of them. Mr. Ford from Redemption House.
Yes.
Okay, that one I remember. So thank you, Mr. Ford. I got started with him, and then three other companies. Justin, the guy in the blue jacket, had a hairline like mine.
Justin is New Dimension Wellness.
Thank you. He was so thank you to those individuals. And I'm blanking on. No, I know who. Hold it. Diego was the other one. Diego from Guacamole also. But so I had a challenge to Mr. Ford was kind enough. He bought $100 worth of tickets the other night, and I challenged any other business owner there to match Mr. Ford. And again, I want to thank them because he was a great sport with kind of being my foil there. He and his partners. And then three other businesses. Diego, Justin, and the gentleman that you're trying to look up for me, all matched them. So thank you to all those. I told them I'd give them a shout out. So look them up and thank them for it.
Thank
you
you
have
guys.
his name? Do you have who it was?
I don't have the company name.
Okay. Do you have his name?
I know Chris.
Chris?
Jean-Pierre. He was also participating.
Chris.
In the 100.
What is his last name?
Jean-Pierre.
Chris Jean-Pierre. He shops at Target. No.
Oh my Lord.
No, he doesn't. It just was the French, So again, thank you to all you folks for supporting the other night, coming through. Still send me your stuff though, because I would still love to do something formal. So you guys all have my business cards. Email me a logo or something so I can do something a little more formal. All right. So donations. Here's what I want to do. Pick a number between 1 and 10.
7.
7. Mickey Mantle. See what I did there for us? I did there. I want 7 donations of $25 a piece to the Verb Kind on their website. John's going to put the crawl back up there, theverbkind.com. That's all I want. 7 $25 donations. Now, if you do that, my wife's going to kill me, but it's okay. It's my business money. I'll match each and every one of those 7 donations.
Let's go.
Up to 7.
Let's go.
I'm still putting in my 100 because that's for me. But if I get up to 7 donations of $25, maximum of 7, if 8 of them, 9 of them, or 10 of them, Lewis will cover them.
I was gonna say, you know what? How about this? I'm gonna match it as well. So we'll do a double match.
All right, so up to 7.
Gosh, let's go.
So that means that's another $350 potential on top of 7 times 25.
Yeah.
25 times 7 is about $175. That's about $500 worth of 20 work here in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So do it. You got 100 for me. That's not in the total. That's happening. So I want 7 $25 donations. Lewis and I will match them so that this way it's a win-win across the board. And the reason I bring that up because in this beautiful booklet that you handed out last night, which is your impact report, people wonder if I'm going to donate these monies, right? Where does it go and how does it work? So fortunately, this wonderful booklet has that. We'll just say a one-time donation of $50 will provide services to 1 youth for 3 months. That's it. $50, 1 kid, 3 months. $100, 2 youths, or if you watch My Cousin Vinny, 2 youths for 3. Sorry, I digress. $150 though will bring snacks to a location for an entire month. $500 will provide service to 10 youths for 3 months. That's our target. We hit that $500 in the next 20 minutes. then we're helping 10 individuals, 10 young children between the ages of 12 and 17 right now. Okay.
Right.
If you want to go all the way up to a $5,000 donation, you'll provide services to 100 youths for 3 months. Now, you can also make donations on a monthly basis. And we know that a lot of people believe in 10% of their earnings go to a charity. So if you donate $50 a month, you will serve approximately 36 youths a year. Think about that. How many Starbucks would somebody have to cut out of their, like $50? How many Starbucks can you buy for $50? I don't drink Starbucks. I'm not a coffee guy. Are you guys Starbucks drinkers?
10 Starbucks.
10 Starbucks in a month is $50.
Yeah, they're still gonna do that and get the Starbucks, so we don't feel bad.
Well,
for
but
them.
you know how people are this
I know.
time of year. We're approaching the holidays. I got to rob
Yeah.
Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah,
If I do this, so if you can give up Starbucks for 1 month at $50 or you're impacting 36 kids a year. $100 a month is 72, 200. So if we do $500, well, we're not going to do it monthly. We're going to do it 1 month. But if you did want to do a $500 monthly donation, you're helping 360 kids for a year.
Powerful, yeah.
Please.
And
it's tax deductible.
exactly.
Oh,
Tax
was I stealing your line?
Yeah.
I apologize. So how can people, they'll get a receipt when they make their
Yes.
donation. You can go right online. I know there's a donate button right across the top. See, I do search this stuff out. There is a donate button. You'll get a receipt, save it.
We'll send you a gift if you tell us that this is from
Aaron's Hour.
Aaron's Hour. We'll send you a gift. We'll send you a t-shirt or a hat. We have some really cool swag, not just corny, but it's really cool. And we will send you a piece of.
If I give you $100 cash right now before you walk out,
Yes,
can I get my swag
absolutely.
today?
Yeah, I'll give it to you today. Absolutely.
All right. So you know what? Here's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to put it on camera. You heard it. I got the job. So here you go.
Yay!
Because this was money I was supposed to spend on those tickets last night, and I didn't. So, all right, here you go. One. Oh, wait a minute. It faded in the background. I went too high. You really can't see that. I'm handing her money.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Let's put it. There you go.
Yeah.
There's one. There's two.
Oh, you got it.
There's three. There's four.
Wow. I'll
Number
confirm.
five.
I'll confirm. It's real.
All right.
It's real money.
So my $100. Yes, I gave her the ones with the real pictures. Mine I left. The ones with my picture on it, I left in the room. So, so there you go. So I'm gonna get a hat, a swag, whatever. I'm gonna get because I'm a hat guy, but I love
You are?
t-shirts too.
Awesome.
Are they good hats?
They're very good hats.
Very
Yes.
good.
Yes,
Okay,
they're
I
very
like
good. And I want to say thank you I know you have a lot of followers that may in your life you may be in a place right now where you're just like, life isn't bringing you all the joy. And maybe you're holding on to something, or maybe you're just going through a tough time. I want to encourage you that whether it's with the Verb Kind or it's somewhere else, one of the most amazing parts about life is that when you serve someone else, you end up healing more than the person you're serving is healing. And so many of our mentors have come in and thinking they're going to go in and just change the world, and go in but they impact the kids, but the kids have also impacted them and given them a new perspective and given them a new hope for their own life. So I just wanted to encourage you that, if you're there, go serve someone, go find a place in your community, wherever you are, to go serve someone, because it will change your life.
Well said. And you're right. Every time. So I'm a member of Kiwanis. So for all my buddies back in Virginia Beach, the Chesapeake Kiwanis Club, the Virginia Beach Kiwanis Club, Kimberly Temple, our division lieutenant governor. If you're out there watching this and you don't know how to go out and help somebody like Haley suggested, look out for your local Kiwanis Club. There's an open invite for the Kiwanis Club of Virginia Beach and Chesapeake from me. Come as my guest. You get a free breakfast on the club. Just check out what you can do to help your community. And Kiwanis' motto, we build one community, one child at a time.
Wow.
What a perfect segue and partnership to work with an organization like the Verb Kind and be inspired by them to go out and help the community. So
Wow.
love what you said there. Absolutely. There's a will, there's a way to help others. It's the old saying, you don't know even what a little smile can do for somebody in a day when you're walking down the street, or a simple good morning or a simple hello. So please get out and do it. Okay. I feel so energized. All right.
Are we going another hour?
Let's go to the Toke. Are we going another?
I think it says in the comments they want us to go another hour.
Oh, well, hey, listen, if everybody wants another hour, somebody better pay for that second hour. I can tell you that much. John wouldn't mind. It's more money for him.
Sponsored by Genesis.
Sponsored.
Love it.
Oh, shit. I got to tell you, I don't know how her thumbs are not going to be broken by the end of this hour. She has not put that phone on. She's texting. For all we know,
She's not texting. She's a
she's
social media marketing.
Posting. Yeah, see, I just showed my age. I said texting by mistake. She's posting social media. She's probably making dinner reservations with a boyfriend or something. Like, I don't want to be here. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. She's very dedicated to the job, by the way.
Yes.
And so you're very lucky to have her as part of your staff.
Yes, definitely.
All right. So let's talk about this now. So go out there, do that donate button, and let's hit it. All right. So what's next for you, and what is next for your law firm? I mean, we just got done with this one, so I know you got to catch your breath a little bit. Number two, you're going to keep doing this annually. You're going to do a tournament. I don't know if there's any agreement. I'm not putting anybody on the spot if the Verb Kind is going to be the annual recipient or not, but are you looking forward to continuing to doing these?
Yeah, listen, we're definitely going to be doing a second tournament. We have nothing planned yet, but there's one thing that I already kind of put in my guy's ear, that we're going to be doing it in the winter. We're going to be doing it like January, February tournament. As opposed to, initially we had it scheduled for September.
Right.
And then there was a hurricane that came.
Hurricane Helene. I was here for that.
Yeah.
I got here just before it hit.
Yeah.
I was ready to go.
And so that way we have no further interruptions with potential hurricanes. We're going to, my goal is to do it January 2020, I guess it'd be 2026.
Why wait so long?
Or February.
You got a February coming up. Do something else, and then
all right, we're gonna do it again in 2 months.
Well, no. Do something else as a fundraiser in a couple of months, and then do the golf tour. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
listen, for us, correct.
I just want another reason to come back to Orlando.
Listen, for us, the golf tournament is one of those things where we'll do like once a year.
Sure.
But doing things for the community is things that we do every single month, every
of
single day. It's one of those things that's ongoing for me. Like I told you at the very beginning, I'm extremely passionate. I'm going to be a part of the Verb Kind for the rest of my life. I mean, I absolutely love what they're doing. Actually, Anthony and I exchanged numbers last night, and I was like, man, whatever you need. He's about to graduate high school. I'm like, man, you have my cell phone if you need a mentor, if you want someone to talk to. He told me obviously marketing. He told me sales. I'm like, listen, what we do as lawyers. We represent clients, but we're also we have sales, we have marketing, we have business, entrepreneurship. Like it's a mixture of all of that. So if you need a guide, someone to talk to, someone to
I know someone you could probably learn from in your firm to do the marketing and stuff.
Yeah,
to learn how to do it.
Yeah. So there's and this is just one kid. So to me, and I've offered this also every time I've gone to the gym. I'm like, listen, if you guys want to find me on Instagram, social media, like I'm here to help. Like to me, I've been mentoring law school students after I graduated, and to me, the mentorship of young kids. I mean, it's one of those things that I had mentors growing up. I still have mentors today, and it's so important. So,
well said. And I like what you just said there at the end. You still have mentors today. I still have mentors today. I think every one of us probably still has people we rely on as mentors.
Yeah.
There's something in here that I want to go back to the pillars because I had a brain cramp just now. Self-esteem. Are we also talking like stress management and how to build your self-esteem when you're dealing with stress, how to deal with all that? Is that part of a program in there?
Yeah, we have a couple people, one particularly on our board who is one of the most sought after therapists in the country. And we teach kids how to calm down, like do those type of breathing techniques and how to resist anger, anger management, that kind of thing. And then self-esteem as in building your self-esteem with leadership and courage. And
I would be doing a disservice to my sponsor back in Vegas. The mental health moment was a commercial you saw in the first segment. Melissa Atwell, I met her less than a year ago. She started that nonprofit a couple of years ago, dealing with her own situations that caused stress, and she needed those outlets and everything. So she is a bundle of resources on her website, thementalhealthmoment.org. Do me a favor, personal favor, scope out the website.
Okay.
And if you think she has resources that would be beneficial for you, because she's in Vegas, and I don't know if you have thoughts of going out that way anytime soon with the organization, scope it out, check it out. If you think she has some resources for you, I would love for you two to connect. I'll connect the two of you because, again, it's another resource, and maybe someone doesn't want a doctor to come in and talk to them. Maybe they just want somebody like her who is within that common bond and has went through her own stuff.
Exactly.
So that's why I bring that up.
Okay.
I talked to her. She's great. I love her to death. And she, as you saw, that's why her commercials are running on the show, because I want to support her stuff. All right, we're only down to a couple of minutes already. Holy cow, the quarters in these machines just don't last like they used to. I can tell you that much. Back in the day, do you remember phone booths, Genesis? Do you know what a phone booth is?
Oh, yes.
Oh, sure. And it's not just a place Superman used to change into, by the way, but quarters in the slots, dimes. You remember when they were dimes? Probably not.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that. Quarters for sure.
I keep dating myself. I got to stop. John remembers when they were wooden nickels that you used to put into
Okay,
it.
I'm sorry, John. I'm
Sorry, John. Sorry, John.
Right.
The ring up phones.
Oh, yeah, the ring phone, right? Did you have that little piece to the ear that you had to talk into, like Ruth Buzzy, one ringy dingy, two ringy dingy? Yeah, no, his phone was a tin can with long string. Anyway, all right. So we have a couple of minutes left. I want to kind of put a neat little bow on everything. So first of all, let's give you a reaction to the tournament, the event, how successful it was. Happy.
How did you golf yesterday?
Listen, guys.
How do you see yourself golfing?
Listen, I'm not that good of a golfer. I'll be honest with you. I'm just learning. So listen, this is for the kids. This is for the kids. That's the most important.
Wow. He's going to running for political office someday soon because that was a great non-answer.
Hey. Dun, 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 dun.
That's right.
But no, listen, the golf tournament was a complete sellout. We had 80 spots. We sold every single spot. Like a huge thank you to every single one of the platinum sponsors, Sherburne Spine Institute, our corporate sponsors, every whole sponsor. Literally, I mean, this is sure. It says Lewisburg Law Annual Golf Tournament. This is Lewisburg Law, the firm. Lewisburg Law, the golf tournament, has never really been about Lewisburg. It's always been about every single one coming together to be able to help out our community, and that's the most important thing. And thank you so much to Haley, the Verb Kind, for everything that you do. And this is why I was so successful. It wasn't just Lewisburg; it was everyone together.
Haley, how about for you?
I just am grateful. I'm the conduit of hope for these kids, and I'm grateful that he is helping us spread that message. So I'm just grateful. Also, I didn't golf yesterday, but I have a great swing, but I'm not that great. So I tried to save everybody's eyes.
Wait a minute, I have a great swing, but I'm not that.
Yeah, I have a great swing, but I don't know if I could, do well with 18 holes.
I got you.
So
I'll tell you what I have. I have, which I started golfing like 3 or 4 months ago, and what I have is great swag, right? I got the shoes. I got great shoes. I got a great shirt.
As long as you look good sucking at golf, it's all good.
I got my own clubs now. I got my golf. Like, everything's great except for the golf.
The actual execution. Well, it's okay. Yeah. If you look good, they forget what happens.
Exactly.
So I get it.
If you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you play good. Isn't that Dion? I don't know if that's true.
Well, if you're Dion, you can say whatever you want. Anybody will believe him. Hey, listen, I had a good time just messing around with people, helping to raise money the way that I can. I just love being around all those people, meeting people. For me, also meeting these celebrity athletes that participate. I didn't know wakeboarding was a professional sport. Okay, just like when cornhole became on ESPN, it became this. Soon, I'm sure cornhole will be on the Olympics somewhere. I'm guaranteeing it somewhere.
That's crazy.
But wakeboarding, to meet those guys, I didn't know there was a professional way. They were a lot of fun to talk to. NBA was there, NFL guys. So for me, that as a sports fan inside, I fangirled inside to meet these people. So that was great. And of course, just meeting everybody, meeting the likes of you and Lewis, you to put your time into this, and Genesis to support the whole thing. For me, it's just being around everybody, and that's a whole blast for me. So I look forward to being back in February of 25.
26.
26. Oh, right. 25 is
25
like 2
already
months.
like 2
But you know what we
months.
should do in February? You and I play golf the same way. Let's do a mini golf tournament with the clowns' mouths and the winds. Get people out there for that in February. Putt. Yeah, that would be fun.
Actually, I was talking to my guy. I'm like, how about some pickleball?
That would be a pickleball tournament would be awesome.
You'd have to get a lot of. Well, you do injury,
courts.
right?
Yeah.
You do injury. See, there's a perfect fit for clientele for him.
Yeah.
You hurt yourself on the pickleball court. He's got clients just like that. It's a marketing tool. All right, we're done. The quarters run out of the slot. We're getting out of here, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time after what has been a busy couple of days to come on, share the news with the world about what great stuff you're doing. And seriously, I meant what I said. Anything that you need, if whatever I can do, if you have commercials, voiceovers, if you're going to come up that way, please let me know. I am on board for this to help these kids.
Yes, sir.
Lewis, and for you going out there and supporting this cause, been a pleasure to spend time with you.
Pleasure has been all mine.
And Haley, now that I know she sings, she's going to be in trouble because I may use her for voiceover work in the future too. And Genesis, thank you for everything that you do as well. All right, everybody, with that, I have no idea who's on my show next week because I've just been too busy having fun down here. So you're going to have to stay tuned to my social media to find out who my guests will be next week. And final reminder, don't forget to change your clocks before you go to bed Saturday, November 2nd. I know that's today, but you know what? People's calendars are off. Do it before you go to bed. Technically, it's 2 a.m. Sunday morning. That's why I just say do it before you go to bed. gain that extra hour of sleep, which means it'll be pitch black at 4 p.m, which is actually a prime napping time, actually. So anyway, all right. So with that, everybody, thank you for watching. As always, be kind to everybody. Why? We're all we have on this earth. Thank you for watching. Aaron's Hour out. We'll see you next time right here on Facebook. Thank you, everybody, for watching.